Welcome to West Bromwich Albion. Why did you choose them as your next role in football management?
Oh, it's a club with a long history and great ambition. It's got a very good team as well, a very good squad, some quality players in it. So, if you get the opportunity to manage a club like this, you don't have to think about it twice.
What do you love about English football that you want to make your career here in management as well as a player?
I like the sports culture, the passion, and also the supporters that support you, the team, no matter what, as long as you give them 100%.
Now, the supporters are well renowned at West Bromwich Albion for their passion and their love, but maybe one problem you've got is that you're following a very popular manager. Do you think that's a problem for you?
Well, he did an excellent job. He did a brilliant job here, Tony, and and he deserves all the credit, obviously. I know it's not going to be easy. Expectations are high, but I think as long as we work very hard and we show that kind of commitment, I think the supporters will be happy.
Do you think this is as tough a season as they've been to get promoted from the Championship? 3 decent clubs coming down, a lot of other clubs near there and thereabouts played in the Premier League nearby, and the record isn't too clever. I think one team in the last 2 seasons has gone straight back. How hard do you think it's going to be?
You're absolutely right. It's very hard and it's going to be very tough, but it's also going to be a very exciting league this year with all the big clubs in the Championship. I mean, there's some bigger clubs here in the Championship than the Premiership. And as you said, the statistics for teams that come down to go straight back up is not the best, but we will try our best to go back up straight away.
Any regrets about leaving Milton Keynes after a successful season that was so nearly a promotion season?
I had a great time. We had a great time. The supporters were brilliant to us throughout the season. The chairman was fantastic as well. He was very supportive, and I will never forget my time at MK. And I'm looking forward to have a good connection and relationship with the Albion fans too.
What's your long-term aim as a manager?
To go to the top, absolutely. That's why I want to end up.
Does that mean maybe managing a club in Europe, maybe even a national side one day?
Let's think about managing the Albions in the Premiership. That's my next step.
Maybe establish them as a Premier League side?
Let's first get into the Premiership. That's the first step, that's the first aim, and then we'll think about the future.
You've only signed a 1-year deal. Does that concern you? There's just one at the moment, or was that part of your choice?
It's a 1-year rolling contract, which is quite common now, so it's not a problem.
Okay. Thank you. Let's take it back first of all. For the reason for Roberto's appointments is the fact that Tony Mowbray decided to go to Celtic. Were you disappointed by him leaving?
I can understand it from a managerial career point of view. Tony obviously played at Celtic, had a good career there for 4 years, and I think the call of Celtic was probably a great one for him, and he spoke to me in detail about it, and after discussion I said fine, if he wants to go there and talk to them, then see where that leads. And he decided he wanted to go there, so we then were faced with the decision of who to bring in, and that's when the process started about 2.5 weeks ago.
And you want to get that process right because Tony Mowbray was very popular with the fans despite the fact you've just been relegated.
Yes, it was a difficult season really last season. We did get relegated, and we've now got to try and bounce back again, and we believe that Roberto Di Matteo is the man to do that as head coach of the Albion.
Why have you chosen him?
We went through a process where we interviewed about 2 people in the end. We had a list of about 40 candidates that we looked at, and we whittled it down to 2. We thought with the style of play that MK Dons have played over the last season, and with his contacts within the game, and he's young, he's hungry, he's got a good management team with him, we thought that they would be very well suited to us, having, as you say, had Tony Mowbray as the manager for the last 2.5 years.
Will the fans see the similar sort of football on the pitch? Was Roberto keen to keep that tradition going?
Well, they were the second highest goal scorers, one behind Leicester, I believe, in the Football League last season, and defensively they were quite tight. I think they had the second best defensive record in League One, so hopefully we will see, certainly we'll see some goals, and hopefully the defence will be reasonable as well.
How determined are you to make sure this is another promotion season for West Bromwich Albion?
Well, we'll try our best, but it's a very difficult division to get out of. It's very competitive. I think it's more competitive every season. We've got the advantage of 2 years of parachute. That's all factored into our cash flows here. So we have a financial advantage. We have a good squad of players. Hopefully that will give us an advantage on the pitch, but every game is close in the Championship, so it'll be extremely tough, I'm sure.
And what about player budgets and as far as new signings are concerned? Have you talked to Roberto about what he'd like and what might be made available by yourself?
Yes, it's very early days. I mean, it's only obviously just joined us, but in terms of the money that's available for players, we would have to sell before we buy. We're lucky in as much as we're financially sensibly run, so we would be able to buy before we sell, but essentially we would have to make our books balance. We are fairly fully invested as a club. We've got a very good squad of players. We certainly wouldn't sell any of our key players. None of those have to go, and those we regard as the crown jewels, not for sale, if you like. So I think in terms of the peripheral players, we may see a few going out and we'll see a few coming in, but I think the squad hopefully doesn't need a lot of tweaking.
You've already spent £2 million on striker Simon Cox from Swindon. Was that Roberto's first recommendation?
Well, we haven't spent it yet. We've agreed terms with Swindon. The player's going to come up here in the next week or so, have a chat with Roberto, discuss personal terms, medical, etc, etc. So that's not a done deal yet, but obviously hopefully if that does come to fruition, then we'll look to balance the books in due course.
You've been in charge for a few seasons now. It's been very interesting times, up one season, down the next. Do you still have the zest for the fight? Do you still have the real fire in your belly at the start of a new season after a relegation?
I think that the appointment now, I think that gives us a real spark. I think it's really good. I think that in terms of the yo-yo, as you say, we've been up and down over the last 7 seasons. I've been chairman, 4 Premier Leagues and 3 Championship seasons. This is our 4th Championship season. Hopefully we can acquit ourselves well this season, get ourselves back into the Premiership. The longer term goal is to try and stay there. One of the reasons that we've got Roberto now as head coach is that he reports into Dan Ashworth, who's our sporting and technical director, and Dan is charged with hopefully providing Roberto with the platform to be successful as a coach and taking us back hopefully in due course into the Premier League. It'll be extremely tough, as I say, but I think structured as we are, I think we can maximise the use of the resource that we've got here. We don't have a massive benefactor who can pour loads and loads of money in. We have to try and do things, if you like, the long way round. We have to try and be sensible how we spend our money. But hopefully we continue doing the right things over time. We'll get ourselves back into the Premier League and hopefully stay there.
What was the reason behind a 12-month rolling contract? I mean, a lot of managers will sign maybe at least a 2-year deal. We've
done that for the last couple of appointments. It's pretty industry standard now that 12 months rolling is almost the norm, and that's what we've done, and we've done it before. So it's a continuation of what has happened here before.